Good morning and welcome back to My Layoff Journey. My name is James and welcome to the ship's library. It's a beautiful place to have this conversation. So we do want to go through a few things on the first sea cruise versus the second sea cruise, our back-to-back process when we were in Miami. So hang in there and we're going to talk about it.
Hi, my name is James, and I'd like to welcome you to My Layoff Journey.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and start off with the number one thing that people were angry about the first day, and that was the dining reservations. People's early or late dining reservations, some of them, not all of them, were modified to any time because Carnival added the upgraded dining experience, which was held in the Monet dining room, and they're only using the first floor. So this caused some havoc when people's dining times or dining reservations had changed into an anytime. They didn't like that because they wanted to have the same wait staff and the same table companions. Understandable. So that didn't seem to be as much of a point this time. The first time, very long line of people, and a lot of people were very upset. This time, I did not have that experience. I did receive the upgraded dining experience, but I did not see any of the other people that maybe had an issue with them changing time. So I think that maybe that was taken care of. The other big thing was the casino. Your offer, the casino offer, if you were elite, especially, I don't know what came on the other offers, but it did say expanded gaming. Well, when we arrived, the only expanded gaming that anyone could tell was 4 tables outside of the casino near the coffee bar. Um, so there wasn't really enough seats for everyone. And a lot of people had a bunch of free play. So they needed a place to play that, and that wasn't available to them because the casino was packed. This time, whenever I reboarded, I walked to the casino to see what changes there might have been. They were modifying some machines, adding some machines. So they have added some, and I think that it has made just enough difference where you can find a seat a lot of times. Um, One change that I really didn't like, and I think a lot of you are not going to like this, where there were a number of machines, not a few, but quite a few. I'm talking at least 15, 20, 30 machines that I've noticed. So if you had a machine that was a penny denomination up to $1, um, those machines, well, some of those machines no longer started a penny. They started a dime. The example was a machine that I played. It was a quick hit. Um, it started at a penny, went to $1. I would play dimes. It was $3. So at $3 a spin, the free play that I had, I thought that would go quite a ways. This week, the minimum bet is 10 cents. 1, 2, and 5 is no longer available. 10-cent is the lowest denomination, and 7.50 is the minimum bet. This has happened on quite a few machines. Spooky Link, there's 2 banks of those in there, so there's 8 machines, I believe it is, in one little area. And those started out at a penny before, so it would be, I think it was 50 cents was the minimum bet. Now, it's $5 minimum bet. So there's some issues with some of that. A lot of people aren't caring for that, and that's probably also lending to the fact that you can get a machine a little easier because free play is obviously not going to last nearly as long. So those are the 2 things that I think I have noticed on this ship. The staff is just as good as they were last week. They're awesome. Most of the people have been very nice. The casino stuff is kind of being addressed, and the dining is being addressed. So I think from here on out, maybe you'll have a little smoother time, but I'll also keep you updated on that because I know that there are some sea cruises that are coming up next year. let's talk about the back-to-back process in Miami. Mine was very simple. I did speak to another person that said his process was different than mine, and I'll kind of tell you about mine and what I was told about his. So for mine, I did not know if I would receive something in my mailbox or my steward would come by. I had no idea. So I asked the front desk, and he said a letter would come in the mailbox, and it did. And inside that letter, there were three tickets. One was an in transit ticket that I could carry with me when if I wanted to get off the ship and come back. There was also a free photo ticket, and there was a free drink ticket. In the letter, it said that we would meet on debarkation day at 9 a.m. in the theater. Easy enough. It didn't really specify about my luggage. So I talked to my steward, and he said that I could leave it outside the door of my new cabin. Was not comfortable with this at all because there were still people leaving the ship, and I did not want my luggage there sitting in the hallway while I'm going to the theater. So I spoke to the new steward. He told my other steward to bring the luggage down, um, which was well and fine, but this time it was stuck inside the cabin. Much more comfortable, much more secure. I was very happy with that. So, but the next time, at the end of this cruise, I'll know exactly what to do. It'd be very simple. Take your own luggage if you want to, or have your steward take it. However, it gets to your new cabin, if you're changing cabins, just stick it inside the stateroom and let the steward know. Easy breezy. After that, went to the theater. They gave us new sail and sign cards for the new cruise. They also scanned our old cards. We were then taken off the ship. Our old cards were scanned that we were exiting the ship. We ran downstairs. We went through, I guess it would be the customs now, where it was the facial recognition so they could see you coming back or going back on. We just made a quick circle, so I'm thinking that it was coming back on. So we came right back on the ship, and we had free reign. My cabin wasn't uh, addressed any faster than anyone else's cabin. It was still the same. It was just taken in however the order that the steward cleans it. So I didn't expect it to be, but just beware that you're not going to be uh, first served just because you're back to back. The other part of that process, the other gentleman I spoke to, he said for him that the customs came onto the ship into a dining room. I'm not sure why that would be the case. I don't really know. Because if you're going to have them do one group of people, why not do all of them? So I don't know. I only know the process that I went through. It was very quick, very easy. I think total time was about an hour from the theater to getting off, getting back on. And once you came back on, you could just go have breakfast, lay around, go to the pool, do whatever that you wanted to do. Because it wasn't too awful long. Then the whole new group of folks were coming on to go on the next cruise. But that was all that there was to the back to back, at least in Miami. I've read things where other ports could be different and are different. But if you're coming on these and you're going on a back to back, you'll know what to expect. Other than those couple of little things from that first cruise and the casino changes, um, the back to back, like I said, was very simple. The ship, there's so many places on the ship where there's almost no people. The only places that you're going to find a lot of people are the casino, a lot of times the bars, and upstairs in the smoking area. If you walk back, I have to walk back through that way for dinner. And I always just shoot straight across 10, drop down to 9, catch the elevator down to 3. A lot of people. So, but once you get anywhere else on this ship, Very, very few people. Um, Everybody's been great spirits. They've been just kind of very cordial, very nice, and there's so many places that you can go and just relax. The pools, lots of adults apparently like the pools. Never seen it before because it's always got kids in it, and there's very few adults. This time, many adults are in the pool, so that's a great thing. So if you are going to be in the pool or you plan on it, you're going to love it, because out of the three pools, the main pool that I see people in is just the main one on the Lido deck. There's another one that's right below the water slides. Very few people are in that one, and the one on the rear, the aft pool, there's almost never anyone in there, or in the hot tubs. So I think you're going to enjoy it. So pack your bags, be on your way, and hopefully you get to do a couple of these back to back. If not, you can start to look on those other ones that are coming up. I believe they're in February. There were 4 that were Caribbean cruises, 2 that were transatlantic, and those were all sea cruises, all adult. So take a look at your offers, see if you've still got those. Might be worth it to maybe book another one, especially if you're local to Florida. There's also one, I think, out of Galveston. Um, I highly recommend that you take one of these cruises. I think they've done a great job. I think they're getting a few things worked out, which is to be expected. This was the first adults only hosted by the Carnival Casino, I think is what I've seen, that it was hosted by the casino. So, works out for almost everyone that's been on board. Not everyone had to have one of these special offers in order to get a room on here. So, you might call your vacation planner and see what's available for you there. But until the next video, I will see you in the next port. Thank you for watching My Layoff Journey, and I really appreciate you watching and your support.